Hi, everyone. Welcome to Folsom Field. This is Jeff Kolpack, and this is the Bison Postgame Show along with Kyle Emanuel. We're going to try to put a wrap on the speed, first of all, which you've been around a lot of guys who are fast in the NFL and in college. I mean, this has got to be top-level stuff.
I'm just over there, Jeff, with some of my former players, and everything is talking about Travis Hunter, Jason Horn, the ability that they had. Look, we knew they had really good skill. We got to see it on display. Now, there were some busts, don't get me wrong, in the secondary. That never helps. Doesn't matter who you're playing. And I don't want to make this sound like I'm making excuses for NDSU defensively, but without a doubt, I mean, those are the best athletes I think they'll see all season long. You couple that with Shedeur Sanders, obviously he's pretty good as well. Made for a long day, and obviously the stats showed that in the passing yards.
Yeah, the final, Colorado 31, NDSU 26. Went down to the last play. Hail Mary ends 4 yards short with Tyler Terhart catching a deflection. It just wasn't enough for the end zone. They gave it a shot. I mean, it's kind of frustrating, I think, for this program in that I thought this was the second straight FBS game that was winnable.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah. And I think, I'll jump back a little bit. I thought the offense played a perfect game in that first half. They did exactly what they, you can nitpick some little things, but in terms of staying on the field, keeping Colorado off the field. I mean, at one point, I think time of possession was like 25 minutes to like 3, 5.
It was a 20-minute advantage there for a bit.
It was incredible. I thought they did an amazing job, and obviously the defense had some bumps along the road there, but you're absolutely right. I think that's why it's so frustrating. You think about the Arizona game, you think about this game. They had every opportunity. I'll just go ahead and say it because I think a lot of fans are thinking they had some calls not go their way, without a doubt. I mean, Travis Hunter, we just talked about him. He's hard enough to guard. If he can throw you off, he can push you off. Now, I'm not going to make an excuse for the one down here. That was just an incredible catch. But they did have some things not go their way that can. But that's football, right? You have to expect that. They had the opportunity, and they came up 5 yards short.
Shedeur Sanders, 26 of 34, and I'm sure the national highlights will all play that up. 445 yards, obviously a great performance. But not to be overlooked, Cam Miller, 18 of 22, 277. He looked the part. He was a veteran. He's composed. I thought he did everything he could probably to keep his team in the game. I mean, he was an FBS quarterback tonight, too.
Absolutely. I thought early on there might have been a couple of runs where I was like, yeah, maybe you cut it, whatever, some small things, right? But in terms of throwing the ball, like you said, composure, scrambling around, doing the spins, the things that we've come accustomed to, I thought he played an excellent game. I don't know what he fit. I think at one point he was 15 for 18, picking up right where he left off from a year ago, being efficient and being that leader. And like I said, especially in that first half, even the drive, they got to get to 26. Like, did some really nice things. There's a lot of bright spots in this game. It's just unfortunate, like we mentioned, when you had opportunities, weren't able to finish.
Tim Paulsek in his post-game press conference, I think he led off with, I wish we could get back to practice tomorrow, because I know these guys would. I think that's probably more glaring on the back end, on the defensive secondary. Obviously, miscommunication, misassignments. What did you see out there?
Yeah, well, it's one thing, and I actually mentioned this when we were watching it. It's one thing when someone just beats you one-on-one, like we mentioned over here in the end zone. Like, if someone makes a great play, you tip your hat, you move on to the next play. There's a couple, obviously, in that first half where guys are just running free. Now, I don't know exactly what the coverage. I don't like calling it. I don't know who it was exactly, but obviously, when you have receivers running free like that, there was some type of bust in the back end, and that's going to happen. How many times did we talk about it with Kolpack? Like, this is the guy you wanted out there, and I'm not. Who knows what would happen if he actually played? But you had some younger guys in the back end, and there were obviously some mistakes.
Okay, again, the final, Colorado 31, NDSU 26. Close, gave it a shot, but ultimately fell short. NDSU's 0-1 going into the home opener against Tennessee State next weekend at the Fargo Dome. We'll be there. For Kyle Emanuel, this is Jeff Kolpack. This is the Bison Postgame Show.